I'm Aaron, a developer advocate at Ditto. The Ditto engineering team has recently developed a set of quick start applications tailored for each platform supported by the Ditto SDK. These projects are designed to provide developers with minimum examples that demonstrate integrating Ditto into their applications. A complete list of these quick starts are available in the documentation at docs.ditto.live. A link can be found in the video description. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the Quick Start demo app for Android using Kotlin and JetPack Compose. I'll show you how to pull the code, set it up, and run the app so you can see Ditto real-time syncing in action. Now before we dive in, make sure you have the following set up. You'll need a Ditto portal account, Git installed on your computer, Android SDK installed and working on your computer, and finally Android Studio, Ladybug or later. I'm using Meerkat. Need help setting up a Ditto portal account? Check out the linked video in the description. With that, let's get started. First, let's grab the Quick Start demo code from GitHub. I'm going to open the repo, click on the code button, and grab the URL. Next, I'm going to open up my terminal and use the git clone command to pull that code down. Now that I have the code down, I'm going to go through and change into the directory Quick Start where the code lives. Before opening the project in Android Studio, we need to set up an environment file which is used to store the Ditto portal information we'll use for syncing. To do this, we need to copy the .sample.env file to an env file. Once I copy the file, I need to go through and edit it, adding in the information from the portal. As you see here, I need 4 pieces of information. I need a Ditto app ID, a playground token, an auth URL, and a WebSocket URL. You can find this information from the Ditto portal. So let's go to the Ditto portal next. As you can see here, I'm logged into the Ditto portal. I'm going to grab my app ID, auth URL, WebSocket URL, and then the token can be found up here in the upper right hand. You can use this little square icon to copy it. Once I have this information copied, I need to go through and save it in my env file. Note that my information will be blurred to protect it. With the env file created, I can now open the repo in Android Studio. Make sure when opening the repo, you open the Android Kotlin Quick Start task folder from the mono repo, which includes code for all platforms that Ditto supports. Anytime opening a new repo in Android Studio, you might get prompted to trust the source of the repo, which you should agree to. Once the repo is open, it will work on starting to restore Gradle packages. This can take anywhere from several seconds to several minutes, depending on your computer speed and the internet speed. Remember that you need to have an Android emulator or physical device connected to your computer on Android Studio, or we won't be able to push the application to a device. For this demo, I'm going to have 2 physical Android devices connected to my computer. One Android device will be labeled Google Pixel 6a, and the other one will be Razer Phone 2. From Android Studio, I can push the app by selecting the phone and then clicking the play or debug button. I'm going to first push the app to my Google Pixel 6a by clicking the Run App. Note, this might take a few seconds. As you can see on my screen, I have the app running. I'm using a program called Visor, which allows me to mirror what's on my physical device connected to my computer. Now that I have the app running on my Pixel phone, I'm going to stop and go ahead and push the app to my other phone. With the app running on both devices, we can now make some changes to see how long it takes for the app to transfer from the local device to Big Peer, and then back down to the other device. I'll start by changing information on the Pixel 6a. I'm going to take a look at this, learn about peer-to-peer sync, and I'm going to uncheck it from being done. You'll notice that the change instantly happens on my other phone. Now if I were to go to the other phone here, my phone 2, and were to click that, you'll see that instantly the change is on the other device, even though these are 2 separate devices. If I want, I could add a new task. Let's go ahead and add a task called learn to write DQL, and click save on that. You'll see instantly that task now shows up on the other device, learn to write DQL. If I want to go ahead and delete a task, say for example, learn about peer-to-peer sync, you'll see that I get a confirmation, and when I click on it, it instantly happens. Let's use the sync active switch to turn off updates from phone 2. This would simulate what would happen if the devices lost access, including internet and Bluetooth. I'm going to go ahead and click the button. Now, when I try to make changes on the Pixel 6a, you'll notice that those changes do not appear on the other device. And if I were to make changes on the other device, say for example, completing the scheduled dentist appointment, you'll see that the other device does not see those changes. Once I turn sync back on, you'll notice that both those changes are now dynamically done to each device and they're back in sync. Now that sync's turned back on, I can go through and use the app like I was before, and all the changes are syncing in real time. Let's now try to see what would happen if I were to go through and turn off Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is the way that currently this phone right here, the phone 2, is connected to the internet because it has no cell modem in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the Wi-Fi, but leave Bluetooth on. You'll notice that now the Wi-Fi is off. I have no internet connection, but I have Bluetooth. I can still go through and click buy groceries and it's still syncing. Now, how is that possible? Well, that's the power of Ditto. We're actually syncing information using Bluetooth. So even though my information is being basically over here connected to Bluetooth, on the Pixel 6a, it's going to be able to transfer that information through Bluetooth. However, when the information needs to go to Big Peer, it can use the internet connection from my Pixel 6a and the Wi-Fi access to update Big Peer. To see that, we can go to Big Peer and look for changes. So for example, let's go through and add a new task on the phone that only has Bluetooth. Added from Bluetooth. We'll go ahead and click save on that. And we'll see that it showed up over here. And if we go into the Big Peer, we can go through and check our collection, see whether or not we see that task. You can see right here, we have added from Bluetooth in our list on Big Peer, which shows us that the syncing is happening using Ditto's peer-to-peer mesh technology. This is the power of Ditto, enabling offline-first applications with seamless peer-to-peer and cloud syncing. With a minimum setup, you can build apps that sync instantly, keep devices in sync even offline, and use Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and local networks for data transfers. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.